Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here we are seeing Kapila Muni telling two verses. In the first one he says, Iti etat katitam gurvi Jnanam tad brahma darshanam. My dear mother, till now I have explained to you about the search for absolute truth. Yenanu buddhyate tattvam prakrite purushasya cha. By understanding the path of absolute truth, one can come to the understanding of the real truth of matter and spirit and their relationship. So here it is in line with whatever teachings we have heard earlier to this, culminating in this point. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayadahaitukam. By rendering unalloyed, loving devotional service unto Lord Vasudeva, automatically causeless knowledge and detachment arises. So, the first is we render devotional service, knowledge and detachment arises, and this knowledge gives rise to the proper understanding of matter and spirit and their relationship. So this is how it goes on. And the next verse, today's verse, Jnana yogascha mannishtho Nairgunyo bhakti lakshanaha Dvayorapi eka evartho Bhagavad shabda lakshanaha. There are many yogis who take to the path of philosophical research in their search for the absolute truth. They go on with their varieties of speculative knowledge, speculative understanding, and they go on speculating. And if he is fortunate, after many lives, bahunam janmanam ante, he comes to the understanding of what? Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Lord Vasudeva or Krishna, he is everything. And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions how if he doesn't come to this conclusion that Vasudeva or Krishna is the ultimate, if he doesn't come to this conclusion, whatever philosophical speculation he has made, whatever troubles he has undergone, all of them are nothing but labor of love. Prabhupada says this. Unless one reaches the point of understanding the personality of Godhead by his mental speculation, all his research work is said to be simply a labor of love. So this understanding we should have. So that's why Kapila Muni is telling clearly here. What is he telling? Dvayor api eka evartho. Dvayor. There are two paths. One is you can go in the ascending process of acquiring knowledge, which involves philosophical speculation. In that way you can go ahead. Ultimately you have to reach at Lord Vasudeva or Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is yet another path. What is that? Bhakti Lakshanaha. Render direct devotional service to the Lord. By rendering direct devotional service, you attain the Supreme Lord. This is another thing. So, Dvayor api eka evartho Bhagavat Shabda Lakshanaha. So ultimately we have to reach the point of attaining Vasudeva or Krishna. If we do not reach Lord Vasudeva or Krishna, then our endeavor is said to be incomplete, not yet reached the perfectional stage. It is still incomplete. Still you have to continue your journey some more time or some more lifetimes. We have to continue. Yet in another place in the Bhagavatam it is said, Dharmasvanushtitah pumsam vishvaksena kathasuyah notpadayed yadiratim shrama evahi kevalam. You may practice all your dharma, you may do wonderfully all philosophical speculation, you may perform varieties of mystic yoga practices and obtain n number of siddhis or perfections. But after all of these things, if you do not come to the platform of rendering loving service to Lord Vasudeva, then shrama evahi kevalam. It is only but shrama, useless labor. So all of these things, if it helps us to come to this platform, ultimate platform or perfectional stage, then all of them are said to be useful. Otherwise, not. And it is also said about how in the Bhagavad Gita we hear, just like Prabhupada telling here, after many lives of philosophical research, the wise man ultimately comes to the point of knowing that Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is everything, and therefore he surrenders unto him. So this verse we are trying to understand, Bahunam Janmanam Ante. Now here, anything we get easily, we don't give value for it. Okay, let me explain, like say one of my personal experience and a person whom I came in touch with, his realizations. Of course, many of us, we have never gone through various different kinds of spiritual practices, coming in touch with various organizations or different so-called spiritual gurus and yogis. Fortunately, we have come in touch with a pure devotee and taken up to devotional service. But this opportunity, this facility, everyone would have not got. I remember more than nearly 10-15 years ago, when I came to Hubli, there was one congregation devotee. very respectable, elderly, nice devotee, serious devotee. And he was asking about me, how I came in touch with ISKCON, all those things, different things. And I explained. I asked about him also, how he came in touch. And he started explaining how it was very surprising for me. He said, he had, like say, yes, I have to practice spiritual life, I have to advance in my spiritual life. This desire was there. Somehow, he came in touch with another spiritual organization. They call it SSY, Siddha Samadhi Yoga. It's very famous also in other parts of this North Karnataka. Somehow he came in touch with that, and he attended all of their classes. There was some initial course, 3-day course, then very interesting, very nice. So what next? He registered for the second level course. Some 10 days they had taken to some place in near Bailwangal, one place is there, somewhere they had taken there. So residential course he was made to attend. And then that's also wonderful. The third level, everything over, and not just he made his wife, his children, everybody attend that course. They also took it up very seriously. They are also practicing all that, whatever the breathing exercises it may be, some asanas or different whatever practices, everything, entire family, everyone are doing. And they got an opportunity to meet that whatever guru, the senior most person there. And all of these things happened, and they are still eager. What next? What next? It went on, and everything they are practicing in their home, whatever all the rules, regulations, what they have told, all the different understanding, books to read, everything is done. Still, what next? And at one point of time, it seems the preacher told, no, you have learned everything. All books you have read, whatever you are doing, yes, that you are done with it. But still he is feeling, is this spiritual life? Isn't there something more than this? Shri Krishna Balarama ki jai. Practice some asana, some breathing exercises, understanding of body and spirit. Over. Then it seems one of his preachers there, he told, see, what maximum what we could give, we have given to you. If really you are interested in more, I think you have to go to one place. And he suggested him one place. Which was that? He said you should go to ISKCON Bangalore. There, further, more elevated teachings, there you can find. And that devotee, he was serious. It seems immediately he left to Bangalore, went to the temple and met with devotees, purchased books, and then he came to know that yes, there one temple is there in Hubli also. And then he took the address, came here, and then he came in touch with devotees, and later of course he took initiation, and now he's a little aged. Once in a while he comes. So here, that's what we need to understand, the importance, the value of what we have easily obtained. The facility to render direct devotional service to Krishna in his deity form in the temple. It is not something ordinary. Bahunam Janmanam Ante, many jnanis, yogis, after years and lifetimes together of their philosophical, speculative search, if they are fortunate, If they come in touch with a pure devotee, they get this chance. But devotees here, we have this wonderful opportunity. Every day we come, we have opportunity to participate in the Aarti, Kirtan of the Lord. We have facility to cook for the Lord and offer to Him, offer Aarti to Him, offer nice dresses, garlands to Him. All of these opportunities created. Every day we come, nicely sing and dance before Him, jubilantly. This opportunity is something very, very high. Many a times we understand the value of these things when we lose it. Till it is there with us, we may not know the value of it. When we lose it, then its real value will come to know. Just like the way it's happening now in our neighboring country. No chanting Hare Krishna or ISKCON is trying to ban the organization, and openly they are speaking how, like, if you are for ISKCON devotee means we will remove your skin, such sloganeering, all these things are happening. Compared to that, we have got such wonderful opportunity. The highest thing what is available, we read that book, Path of Perfection. So the ultimate perfectional stage our spiritual master has offered to us. Only thing, we need to realize it. We have got it, but we don't know the value of it. So we should continue with our devotional activities with utmost seriousness, and once we become completely purified, then all our misgivings, forgetfulness, frivolousness, all of these things will be dispelled, and we may be able to render serious, loving devotional service unto Krishna. Now also we may be rendering devotional service, but that love aspect, sometimes it may be missing. Many times it may be missing. Maybe just as a matter of duty, something we have to do, we'll do, whatever, different intentions may be there. All these misgivings have to be purified, and real love towards the Supreme Lord has to be awakened. So we are on the path, and this path we have to take it up more seriously. Very quickly we have to give up all misgivings and come to the ultimate platform of unalloyed loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Another point let us try to understand how it is said here, the Supreme Lord, He is the ultimate knowledge, the person to be known. Here we can recollect from the Bhagavad Gita in the 15th chapter, Krishna telling, Vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedyaha. After reading all the Vedic literatures, it is Lord Krishna who is supposed to be known. If after reading all the Vedic literatures, we don't understand Krishna, who He is, then our study of the Vedic literatures is said to be just waste of time. We have not yet reached the perfectional stage. Still we have to continue. In the Bhagavatam, the same thing is more descriptively said. So this verse often I keep quoting, which gives the essence, what is there here. Vasudeva Paraveda, Vasudeva Paramakha, Vasudeva para yoga, Vasudeva para kriya. So here it is said Vasudeva para Veda. In the revealed scriptures, the ultimate object of knowledge is Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. He is the ultimate object of knowledge. Vedaischa sarve ahameva vedyah. He is the ultimate. Then Vasudeva paramakah. The purpose of performing sacrifice is to please him. We are performing some sacrifice. What is the objective of that? It is meant for pleasing the Supreme Lord. All sacrifices, it pleases the Supreme Lord. Then, Vasudeva para yoga. Yoga is for realizing him. Nowadays, yoga is practiced for different various things, predominantly for some health benefits or maximum some mental peace. But that's not the ultimate thing what yoga has got to offer. Yoga is for realizing who is Krishna. What is our relationship with him? How can we re-establish our lost relationship with him? Sambandha, abhideya, prayojana, all these things we hear. Then Vasudeva para kriyaha. All fruitive activities are ultimately rewarded by him only. See, just like we perform some activity and we get some result of that. Karma we perform and phala we get. I have worked so hard, so I should get this result. That expectation we have. But sometimes we may not get also. And yet another time we would have not performed our duty, but still wonderful results will get automatically somehow from somewhere. So all of these things we need to understand. Ultimately, there is a person who is sanctioning all these things. It is not simply some mechanical, some system is being set, impersonal system is being set, just like some machinery or whatever, and this input you put and this output should come out. No. Ultimately, there is a person who sanctions everything. Anumanta. He is the ultimate sanctioner. If he sanctions, you will get. Otherwise, you will not get. Whatever hard work you would have put. But there is a person who is sanctioning. So Vasudeva Parakriya, he is the all fruitive activities are ultimately rewarded by him only. See, we are speaking about fruitive activities. Same thing if we apply for even philosophical research, speculative knowledge. A person may keep trying. If he doesn't get the mercy of the Supreme Lord or of his pure devotees, he can never understand the Supreme Lord. He can never understand. But by the mercy of the Supreme Lord, very quickly he can understand. So ultimately the reward is in the Lord's control. Then, Vasudeva Param Jnanam. He is supreme knowledge. That's what we find in today's verse. Kapila Muni explaining. He is supreme knowledge. So there in that purport to that verse, it is said how? Culture of knowledge leading one to the transcendental plane of meeting Vasudeva is real knowledge. Any knowledge, any culture of knowledge If it is leading towards the path of Vasudeva, then it is called as real knowledge. Any knowledge which is not leading us towards Vasudeva, it is not real knowledge, it is something false. Just like in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, there are nearly 20 items of knowledge mentioned, beginning from ahimsa, humility, tolerance, surrender to a spiritual master, understanding of birth, death, old age and disease as real problems of life. See, these are all culture of knowledge. And by culturing this knowledge, ultimately we have to come to the understanding of the Supreme Lord. If this doesn't happen, just like the way the modern education systems are there, educational institutions are there, they are not teaching any of this kind of knowledge. So this all, as Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, Jada Vidya Yato Mayara Vaibhava Tomara Bhajane Badha. Those are all Jada Vidya, which is not taking us towards Lord Krishna. It is nothing but Mayara Vaibhava. The Vaibhava or the opulence of Maya, through which Tomara Bhajane Badha, all of those things place obstacle in our path towards the Supreme Lord. So we shouldn't get enamored by whatever material knowledge, so-called knowledge of the modern day scientific world. Real knowledge we find in the Bhagavad Gita, and by practicing which we come closer towards the Supreme Lord. So like that we can see how time and again ultimately He is supreme knowledge. He is the ultimate object of knowledge. All of the different kinds of yoga is for realizing Him. Ultimately He is the supreme goal of life. So this a devotee should be very much, proper understanding should be there and firm conviction should be there. Then all other things, it will be taken care. If this is not clear, here if our understanding, if our faith is not strong, if it is not steady, then we may also get deviated with something of the external world of Maya may enamor us and take us away from our devotional path. So this understanding, if it is clear, maybe today we are not practicing very seriously. Again and again, fall down may be there, deviation, little ups and downs may be there in our devotional path. Somehow, if we can attach towards the Supreme Lord, somehow if we make the goal clear by the mercy of the Lord, by the mercy of pure devotees, today or tomorrow or some other day, we will come back. If this goal is not fixed, if this understanding is not clear with the devotee, then his position in spiritual life is very much unsure. Then, one more point let us try to cover. Already this time, last point. Prabhupada says, the opportunity for direct touch with the personality of Godhead is given in Bhagavad Gita, where it is also said that those who take to other processes, namely the processes of philosophical speculation and mystic yoga practice, have much trouble. All other paths are very much troublesome. Krishna makes it very clear in Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter, which is that verse, Kleshodikatarastesham avyaktasakta chetasam avyaktahi gatir dukkham dehavadviravapyate. He may take philosophical, speculative research, any yoga practice, which is not connected with direct devotional service to Krishna. It is klesha adhikataraha, very much troublesome. On the other hand, Rendering devotional service, what does Krishna say? Susukam kartum avyayam. Very easily, happily performed. And in the Bhagavatam, through various stories, recorded history, the same thing is again reinforced. We find in the story of Bali Maharaja and Shukracharya. Shukracharya was a very big jnani, philosopher, learned in all the Vedas, Tantras, everything. But he is not glorified. Bali Maharaja, who rejected the instruction of Shukracharya and offered everything, his own very life, at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, he is glorified. He is something superior. He is in a superior position. Likewise, we find the example of the Yagnik Brahmanas and their wives. Their wives, they were almost like maybe uneducated. The Brahmana, they are highly educated. They are performing all Vedic rituals, but they are condemned. Their wives, simple devotees of the Lord, they are glorified in the texts of Bhagavatam. Likewise, another example of Durvasa Muni and Ambarisha Maharaja. Durvasa Muni is a very great mystic yogi, but still Ambarisha Maharaja, he is glorified. A simple devotee, humble devotee, ready to sacrifice his comforts, ready, if at all unduly he was being punished by whatever, Durvasa Muni, he created a demon to kill him, still he did not protest. Such a simple, forbearing, tolerant devotee, he is being glorified, not Durvasa Muni. So through all of these things we should understand how the platform of rendering devotional service to the Lord, the position of being a pure devotee is the ultimate, is the perfectional stage. Any other platform, any other thing, it is something inferior. And we may be in one of those inferior paths only. Our goal at least should be very clear. One or the other day, we need to attain that perfectional stage of rendering unalloyed, pure devotional service to the Lord, and through which we can attain Him. So, with this we'll conclude. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.